And this is where it gets tense.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And very difficult even to breathe in there, I'm sure, for these men. Who will win the world title? We're about to find out. Change of commentators now, and it's John Virgo and Clive Everton. Good evening.
Potentially 9 frames to go, and if Peter Ebdon is going to become champion for the second time, he has to win 7 of them. Graham Dott has had 20 minutes or so to regroup, get his mind together, which must have been scrambled by the events of the first 4 frames this evening. Peter Ebdon won them all, but he's got to keep going at the same standard. Prior to this evening, he hadn't won 3 consecutive frames in this match. Ebdon's pot success rate up from 81 to 87. It's appeared to me that Ebdon has regained his emotional energy this evening, having seemed pretty flat in the previous 3 sessions, particularly yesterday's. Still jockeying for the first opening.
Very close there, Peter. He's knocked more of those in tonight than he's done in all the match so far. Had the perfect start to the evening, Peter, making a century break. That always makes you feel good. And of course he has made mistakes, but Graham Dott, for whatever reason, hasn't taken full advantage. And the next 2 frames now are very, very important.
The question which Dott has got to keep at bay is, wouldn't it be terrible if? As a player, would he ever get over it if he lost from so far in front?
Yes, and I think the other thing that we're preying on his mind, Clive, they've had 4 frames tonight, he's lost all 4, and I'm still a great believer that you never settle down until you put that first frame on the scoreboard in a session.
Very good glancing escape from a narrow angle.
Yes, that was an excellent shot, and if Peter can't get through to the red on the right-hand side of the table, which I doubt he can because of the yellow, he's left with a difficult safety here. The pink is covering the... well, there you see, he can't get through to that one. He's got to catch this very thin.
Foul.
That was the problem with the safety shot he had.
Graham Dodd.
And I would think that Graham Dodd put the ball back. The thing is with this shot, if Peter just catches it a little bit too thick, then the cue ball will stay at this half of the table. Thin contact needed.
Got it perfectly second time. Just as well, he was able to hit reds direct. And if he'd gone past the edge the second time, he would have had to make sure of hitting the red with a different shot choice to avoid forfeiting the frame.
Absolutely, but he's in even more trouble now. He can't get back to baulk. The pink stops him coming down the left-hand side of the table, and the blue stops him coming down the right-hand side. Can he just trickle into them and not leave a red on? That's what he'll be looking for. No, he's not left the red on, and what's even better, he's not left a touching ball. If he had done, Jan Verhaas would have called it.
Had to nudge that pink away, so the left-hand side of the bunch is wide open for safeties. No problem.
Yeah, it's a nice shot from Peter. The flick on the brown just helped slightly. Not a bad return from Graham.
Although Ebden has to bridge over the green, well, I thought he might play safety off the red that was one in. It wasn't all that difficult because there's a lot of distance between cue ball and green, but he worked out another safety from the red, from which he had unimpeded cueing, and he's got Dot over the awkward congested side of the table.
Couldn't risk going back to baulk, but he's left a chance of a red into the right centre here. I think a lot of it will depend on the potting angle. If Peter could play the red and get the cue ball back to the baulk cushion, it'd be on green or yellow if it went in. There you see the red. But if he's not got the right potting angle, then he'll turn the pot down. Looking what he would leave if they left the cue ball near the green, and he would leave a possible red to the left centre, but at the moment, with the pink and black out of commission, you wouldn't think it'd be a costly mistake.
Cleverly using brown and blue to block the safety down the right hand side of the table.
Well, he's got a straightforward shot off the red just below the pink, return to balk, but that wouldn't cause any trouble to his opponent, so he's trying to work out a way. He might be thinking he could bring the black into play, something, because at the moment, with all this is what you get with a tactical exchange, that the high value colours finish up out of play. So it's a bit of a stalemate at the moment, this frame. No colours to snooker behind, only the brown on its spot. I think Peter can get through to this red, to the right corner, but it looks almost straight.
"11 hours of unremitting endeavour have gone into this 888 World Championship final. Short.
Yes, Peter can cut this red into the left corner pocket. And that was half a chance. He'd be disappointed he didn't knock that in.
An audience engrossed. how much angle on this red to left corner. There wasn't much. Ebden did get the cue ball back behind the ball climb, but the red has finished invitingly for Dodd.
One.
Pink and black unavailable at present though, so he'll do well to make very many here.
Six.
Yes, if he got 30, 40 points, he'd be doing very well. But he is that type of player that if he can get a 30 or 40 point lead, he's very good at protecting it. He'll be pleased to have the first chance.
Ten.
Now, there's a chance here. He's got an angle on the blue. I don't know whether he wants to risk trying to go into other reds. Maybe the two reds by the black with a bit of pace. If you run off them, you could bring the black into play and finish on a red. Well, I'm not quite certain what he played there.
16.
I don't know what he played, I'm sorry.
Well, maybe if the top red by the black spot
Green dot,
went,
16.
play for that, but if it didn't, well, baffling.
Well, that could only be the red he played for, Clive, but... And now we see it did go. But he had a nice angle on the blue. Just try and make something happen. If you don't finish on a red, you can always play safe, as long as you pot the blue. It was a difficult scoring opportunity, but I think he should have got a bit more than that.
Had to use strong right of centre striking to avoid cannoning another red, but he's brought the black out, and this red to right corner is within potting range.
Yes, I think the safety play that Peter played, he didn't really have a lot of option. And now he's caught the blue, as you say, he's brought the black out. Interesting to see where the black goes if Graham pots this red and pots the black. Nice pot on the red. Now, if the black doesn't go on its own spot, it goes on the pink spot, this is a lot better chance. I don't think the black will go on its own spot. On the pink spot will suit Graham Dot fine. I think it'll spot now. He knocked the red off the spot that was stopping the black going there.
Nine.
Well, no easy progression here.
Yes, you can't really see a red he can play on. Maybe he'll try and play a cannon here. And he did. It'd have been a lot easier off the blue, a few shots to go. A few shots to go to try and bring reds into play. But he's just chipping away. 31-point lead now. Another safety.
Graham Dodd, 11.
In a way, it's Dott's sort of frame, with the balls more open. Even when he has been getting in, he's been losing position too quickly.
Playing safe off the red in the middle of the table is a little bit dangerous. He doesn't want to hit it too thin and cut it towards the reds near the right corner. So he elected to play the other red. Oh, and this could be good. Tight up behind the brown. Not bad at all, but it's an easy hit, and you wouldn't expect Graham Dott to leave anything here. Just coming onto these reds here on the side. And that's the problem so far in this frame. Peter Ebdon can't force a mistake from his opponent. And that's the only way he's going to get a chance to pot some balls.
That's Graham Dott's father, John. Note the family resemblance. The only red he could possibly have left, he has left Dott a shot at, but with pink and black tied up, I don't see this as a decisive visit.
One.
Yes, I know what you're saying, Clive, but the problem is that Peter keeps going for these long reds, and he had a safety shot there, which maybe he'd have been better off playing to try and clear the black spot area, because he's behind Peter, and he needs to play a good safety, but play a good safety and bring the black into play. Well, these small contributions that Graham's making here, and here's another one. But it's Graham who's just accumulating those points at the moment. He's on nothing.
Having tried to get on the red to the right of the black, which is potable, albeit not from there.
Graham Dot 4.
The black has been developed, but Dot was concentrating very hard on the safety and made it a good one.
With that red in the open available to the right corner, Peter Ebdon can't get to it. He may just be rolling to this red. Be risky to try and get back to balk. Has he reached? Has he reached? Good shot.
And I think he may have noticed that if he just reached, then Dot wouldn't be able to hit the top red right of the black. The deliberate miscue, which is a shot that's been developed for those little touches.
Yes, well, I don't know whether he's going to gain any advantage from this. It's not touching ball, otherwise the referee would have mentioned it. But if Peter now can get a good safety shot here, well short of pace, but I don't think it's the type of red. There is a red available into the right corner, but it'd be very risky to take it on.
Okay.
Turned out all right, but he hit that red too thin. Just the one red to go out for Peter, it appears. He'd love to play a safety shot and try and bring some of these reds along the top cushion that are clustered together in play. I'm not certain he can get past the green to do that this time. But whenever he feels he's got the opportunity to open those reds, he needs to get a good cue ball. But first things first, good safety shot required here.
Frame already in progress, half an hour. Tricky red that, but at least had a route back to balk in attempting it.
Yes, and if he hadn't been hampered by the yellow, Peter, he'd have certainly been playing that red on the right-hand side of the table, so needs to catch this right. And this could be behind the green if it runs. Not quite.
nothing wrong.
With Dot's single ball potting.
No, not at all, and he struck that absolutely beautifully. And he's got an angle on the blue. But to pot the blue and try and cannon into this bunch of reds below the black, it needed a lot of pace. Would make the blue missable. And that's what he's thinking now. Is it worth the risk? 36-point lead. But it's still possible. 83 on the table.
Graham Dott, 1.
Well, he decided against it, but he's not going to get anything out of this. This is a straightforward, off the side cushion rest into these reds. You'd be amazed if Peter left anything here. That's a line, it's just a straightforward one. Maybe the first line's a little bit lower than the middle pocket, but... Well, Peter giving it plenty of thought. There's no way he can leave a red here. Just below the middle pocket. And rest into the reds. Well, I don't understand this shot at all. What's he playing here?
Foul. You miss. Graham Dott, 4.
Well, I just couldn't understand that. OK, he rolls to the reds and Dot puts him back in trouble. But so what? The bunch of reds is still tight.
How's that, Pete? Yeah, Graham?
Well, I've been commentating on snooker and looking at the table from this position for quite a few years. It looks to me just straightforward. You go past the middle pocket, just past the right middle pocket, and it's a natural just to roll in the reds. Why would you want to swerve? And why would you want to hit it that hard? I just don't understand that shot at all. And afterwards, Peter may say, well, it wasn't a natural angle, but it looks like that to me.
The escape has left a possible pot, a cutback. Ebden was lucky. He didn't leave an unmissable red to the other corner. The cutback turned down, deemed too tricky.
After we played about 10 minutes of this frame, you said, Clive, this is turning out to be a Graham Dott type of frame. And you were absolutely right. Peter has just not been able to force a mistake out of Graham Dott. Okay, he's played that red, but he's just bringing one red into play. Okay, Graham will have a go at it, but even if he was to miss it, there's still only one red in the open. Peter's 40 points behind in this frame. He needs to start thinking of a way to get these balls open, so if Graham does make a mistake, he can get back in the frame.
Plant, surely. No. Encouraging cries for Ebden, who has an opportunity to make a dent in his 40-point deficit.
One.
Straight's no good in developing terms, and this time perhaps 2 reds were worth looking at for a plant. Wasn't really on though.
8.
So leaving this longish red.
Nine.
Ebden's potted very well from distance tonight.
Yes, he is cueing a lot better tonight in the first session. After the loss of a second frame that he should have won, he just wasn't pushing the cue through at all. But he's got a big problem here as to where the next red comes from. If he was fuller on the green, he could play to cannon these reds below the black. Now he can only try and get on one of those 2 reds beside the pink. Well, I didn't think the cannon was on those reds on the top cushion. That was asking a lot, playing the green like that.
Well, he missed it thick. Maybe it wasn't on from the potting angle, as you're suggesting, John.
That's the type of shot he needs to play here. Just hit it too thin. But he needs to try and get these reds. I know I keep going on about it, but he needs to make up this deficit. And he won't do it while those reds are there. He's going to need 3 or 4 chances. At the moment, it's Graham Dott that keeps bringing him into play. But you don't mind when you get a cue ball like that.
Tap on the table from Ebden reminded me of the all-in wrestlers who used to tap the canvas and say, hurts, hurts. And this could hurt. He doesn't get the escape right.
That's one way you can go. You have to put a bit of left-hand side. Coming down the other side, I feel the green's in the way. If he comes down the right-hand side, he's trying to lay up on the red on the side cushion. The one near the pink. Looks a pretty good line, a nice pace. Good shot, well played. Good choice in the end. Where's the cue ball going?
Foul. Peter Ebdon 4.
Well, this could be Peter Ebdon's big chance now in this frame. Pot the red to the left corner. Cannon on the 2 reds that are near the top cushion. He's bound to be on the green. And if he splits these reds open, could be a frame-winning chance. Well, a chance to get right back in the frame. Frame-winning chances maybe going a bit over the top. That's the line. Pot this red, cannon these 2 reds. Get right back in it if this goes in. That was a bad miss. And he knows it. That was a big chance.
John Dott, Graham's father, on the right. Alex Lambie, his father-in-law and manager, on the left. Wasn't that easy. Once Ebdon had missed, Dott was certainly hoping for something easier. Cue ball back to the baulk cushion as played. There's such an investment of effort gone into this frame on both sides that it's become very important, and not just for the score. It's going to be a body blow if Dott loses it.
Caught the red much too thick, and he's left a chance now for Graham Dott. And if he knocks this red in already with a 27-point lead, a chance to win the frame. Well, he missed it. He puts his hand up and apologises to Peter Ebdon for getting it safe. I should think that Peter will be just glad that he missed the red. And in missing the red careered into the pink. It's brought the pink into play. This frame, slowly but surely, is beginning to open up. Well, Peter giving this plenty of thought, but that looks an obvious safety shot. Now, whether he's playing this red because he feels he can cut it in and play it as a shot for nothing, I don't know. Well, in the end, he did play the pot, quite a way out with it. The reason I suggested that safety shot, of course, it brings a red away from the cushion, which is what Peter Ebdon needs. But at the moment, it's Graham Dott playing Peter's shots for me. He's the one who keeps bringing them out in the open. He's not played one good safety shot for me, Peter Ebdon, in this frame. Is this another one of these deep screw pots that he plays? Or is he playing the thin cross double? He plays a lot of these where he plays the pot and tries to get a deep screw back to the balk end. I don't think this is the time to play one of those. Although, he could be thinking the only red he leaves is the one he's playing, and if it goes in, he could be on the pink. It's a big pot to take on if he's going for it. You see, but the point I'm making, at that pace, you've got to be so accurate. It was so close, but if it had not hit it as hard, you've got a feeling that red might have gone in the pocket. Yeah, you can see there, puffing his cheeks out. He knew how close it was, but as I say, a little less pace. The pocket might have accepted it. I think you've got to take some risk to get back in this frame.
The longest frame of the match so far, 49 minutes. Dott still wondering how to play this safety.
Yeah, you can understand Graham Dott, because he's got a lead, he's reluctant to bring reds away from the cushion. He's played that well. Now, if this red's straight, surely Peter Ebdon's got to take it on and try and pot it. If it's straight, he just pots the red, he'll be on the pink. It'll give him some sort of chance to get back in this frame. Almost straight. Cued that better, give it every chance to go in the pocket, just a little bit out.
Could have been a very useful pot had he knocked it in, because pink was easy. Could have developed at least one red from it. But the tactical battle continues.
A little bit careless from Graham not to leave that cue ball closer to the baulk cushion. Is there a chance for Peter to bring reds into play here and get a good safety? It's not a bad cue ball. It's not a bad cue ball at all. You won't want to try and play safe off the red that's tight on the right-hand cushion. With it being tight, could get a double kiss if you try to get back to the baulk end.
And of course we'll be staying with the final of this 888 World Championship until its conclusion. Who knows when that will be? And therein lies the fascination.
He's got him again. Just a couple of seconds short of 59 minutes. Is the longest frame of the tournament. Ken Doherty beat Marco Fu, and it was the frame in which Doherty got 3 snookers and won it.
He's got out of snooker, but he's left a possible pot here on 2 reds to the right corner. A lot depends on these pots, whether you want to risk them, depending on the potting angle. If you can just pot the ball and automatically finish on the colour, you don't mind taking it on. If you've got a bit to do with the cue ball, then obviously it makes the pot that more difficult. Maybe taking this on to the right corner, back up to the balk end. Big dividends if it goes in. He's going to finish up with a nice angle on the blue. That cue ball needs to bounce. Well, that's a pity. Now, I don't know if the red to the right of the black will go in between the black and green to the left corner. Peter's having a look now. Ooh, it's tight in it, but it may just go. Can he pot the blue and avoid a cannon on the brown? And then he could drop on that red.
Blue ball.
That tells me the red doesn't go, or Peter doesn't think it does, between the green and black. Well, there's sort of half a pocket there. If he was sure of it, he could play for it off the blue.
Peter Ebden 6.
He's found that line behind the brown again. Another excellent shot from Peter.
Well, Ebden's played some terrific safety in the last few minutes. "55 minutes this frame's been going. And it's such an important frame. Dot loses it, he'll only be 3 frames in front.
And he couldn't have missed it worse.
Peter Ebden 4.
He's misjudged that. Now it may be worth here potting this red. I know it looks a natural to get on the black, but to play for blue or pink. I suggest maybe the pink, because what he wants to do after potting the cover is try and bring these 4 reds into play, and I don't think he'll do it off the black. If you could get the cue ball near that circle and then play the half ball pink.
1.
Well, he's played for the black. Has he got an angle on the black? I didn't think he could because of the proximity of the green. He's just about got an angle on the black. He can force the black in and go into these reds near the top cushion. Needs a bit of luck though. Well, they couldn't have gone worse. Somebody in the audience saw the funny side of it.
8.
Peter looked up, he didn't.
Full ball kiss. Anything but that.
Peter Ebden, 8.
But for catching the jaw of the middle pocket, Top may well have been playing from behind the brown again. But he wasn't under any great pressure with that shot. A red pops out.
Yes, and he's not got a bad length with the cue ball, but not good enough. This is a chance for Graham. Although he's only 9 points in front now. So it's not a certain frame winning chance by any means.
One.
Well, it was half ball, and he dared not play it too slowly. Would have been different. 3/4 ball could have held for pink.
Yes, I don't think he can have any complaints where the cue ball finished. Had a wry smile and a scratch of the head, but he played it at that pace. If I understand what you're saying, Clive, he didn't want to play it slow enough to leave it short of the balk line. But you can always play with a bit of extra pace and get it coming in and out of balk. And now not even playing the snooker. Electing just to put the brown safe, 10 points in front. Well, maybe he's thinking if he lets Peter hit the reds, Peter may make a mistake and push a red over a corner pocket. I still would have preferred the snooker myself.
Well, maybe Doc was calculating that if he snookered Ebden on the left-hand red, the end red to the right would be going towards the right corner. The frame has been in progress 1 hour.
One.
It's another one break.
Settle down now, please. Graham dot 1.
If he hits the cue ball into the cushion, it's a very hard thing to judge when you're hitting the cushion that's so close to you. But I think if he plays this with left-hand side, he should be able to get this red. I mean, it'd be lovely if he snicked it and run back up the table.
Foul.
Oh, well, he's misjudged that.
Miss.
And I've been
Graham
so
dot 6.
disappointed at some of Peter Ebden's escapes out of snookers tonight. Well, asking for the balls to be put back. The cue ball's the easy bit. And we got the pink. But they have a screen now that they can consult.
Yeah,
somebody will be advising him. And that's exactly where they were.
That's the screen. which the marker, Irene Williams, in this case, is making
Slide it
available
over
to
again,
him.
please. Yeah, please.
Very helpful. And Irene Williams himself a referee, giving Younger House advice.
You just go up and down one time. I think that's about good, isn't it? You happy, Graham, yeah? Thank you.
This is our version, where they were.
Yes, the pink's not in the right place. And it was the pink that Peter
Must be a little bit more that way.
caught before.
Because you couldn't play that directly into the cushion, could you? Yes, please. Well, it's minimal. I think it's a little bit that way.
And I think the pink just needs
Because
to
you played
be
it into that cushion,
moved
didn't you?
half
Okay.
an inch over to the right.
Towards.
Yes, I could hear Irene Williams saying, no, the pink, you need to move it.
I think we're happy with the pink. It was just a cue ball a little bit, yeah. You're both happy, yeah? Thank you.
Well, if anything, the pink was slightly more to the right, about a quarter ball, so this is more difficult.
Absolutely, it was the pink he caught before. That was the most important ball on the table, the pink. And it's the pink that's not in the right place. It's amazing, isn't it? Peter has got to play the same shot we suggested before. That to me is still on. I know he misjudged it last time and hit the pink, but there's no reason to get anywhere near the pink off this shot. The side will swing it. Well, it's hit and hope this. He's going to hit it hard and hope he gets away with it. No skill, just looking for a bit of luck.
Foul. And a miss.
Get out of that.
And the free ball. Graham Dodd 5.
Dot has got to decide whether Ebden is in more trouble from playing from where the ball finished, or whether he'd be in more trouble having the balls replaced.
There's no decision, is there? This is a lot harder. This is a lot harder. And now Peter Ebden 22 points behind. If he thought he was in trouble before, and now he hasn't got the option of a one cushion hit and hope escape. He'll do well to hit one of these reds here. This is very difficult.
What a hit! Although he has left Dot a chance.
Yeah, a few moments ago I said I was disappointed with some of his escapes from snookers this evening, but that was top draw. No complaints about that one. And it was desperate for him that he hit it, because you keep giving these 4 points away and all of a sudden you're out of the frame. But he left the red on. That was a good pot from Graham Dott, and he's on the blue. Now can he judge the positional shot after this blue? One more red and a colour, and he'll put his first frame on the scoreboard this evening.
6.
He should have left the cue ball a bit nearer the red than that.
Yes, but he's just on it. He's got to take this on. If he knocks this red in, certain to be on a colour. The brown's awkward. That could be an insurance if Peter Ebdon did get a chance. You've got to fully commit to this. This is a frame winner if it goes in.
Well, he didn't commit.
Framed off 6. Yeah, sure.
Well, if he loses this frame now, I'm afraid he's only got himself to blame. Because even if he knocks... OK, he knocks the red in, he only needs the red. I suppose you could forgive him for doing that. But at that pace, that's why he missed the pot.
Well, another chance,
Settle
albeit
down
from
now,
distance, for Dot to clinch this marathon frame. Just the red needed. Well, Dot seems to, on impact, drop almost to his knees.
Yeah, there's plenty of shoulder went in that. And once
now,
again, you have to say he's been
please.
very fortunate because the red has just clipped the white. You watch the contact the red makes of the white. It takes all the pace out of the white, and that's why the white's finished near the baulk cushion. This is a tough shot for Peter, but a big one. Good pot. Not the required kiss, but he can still cut the pink into the left centre. He's got a chance.
In 15 seconds, this will be a frame of record length at the Crucible. Beating Cliff Thorburn and Doug Mountjoy's 70 minutes.
7.
With the epic deciding frame of the 1985 final between Steve Davis and Dennis Taylor in second place.
Played the cannon on the brown. He knew wasn't certain to be good on the green, and the green's a tough shot. But if he could pull out one good pot on the green and get position on the brown, after all the effort, as you say, Clive, that's gone into this frame from both players,
it's going to devastate Dot if he loses this frame.
Peter Ebdon, 9.
a long way away.
Well, it's tough times for the family. John Dott and father-in-law Alex Lambie on the left.
Good chance this for Graham. Just needs the green. Well, say just needs the green. He only got 22 points in front with 22 remaining, so he will need the brown. And he's left it. As I say, he needed the green and the brown. If the green
Quiet
was
now,
in, he
please.
wouldn't have been that good on the brown. So another chance for Peter Ebdon. It's in, but where's the cue ball going? It's not bad. It's not perfect by any means. Brown, blue, pink and black. Needed. Graham Dott, desperate to get that first frame on the board tonight, as it slipped away from him.
It certainly looks like it. Ebdon has proved himself the Iron Man this evening. We thought he'd cracked, but he certainly hasn't.
Cue ball, yeah.
Kick,
18.
Kick on the pink.
Yes, he wasn't happy with the contact, was he? 1 hour, 14 minutes. Just got a heavy contact. There's a lot of pressure on this black. It looks easy.
Yes, it was half ball instead of full ball, but in it goes. An epic frame of 74 minutes goes to Peter Ebdon as he continues his recovery. He was down 15-7. It's now 15-12.